Somewhere in the Dashwood family, there's a boy who inherits an entire estate before he can talk, and a girl who inherits nothing. The difference between them is almost absurdly small. Harry is the child the estate has been secured for. Margaret is not. Before either child has done anything at all, one inherits security, and the other does not.
Why are they coming to live at Norland? They already have a house in London.
Because houses go from father to son, dearest, not from father to daughter.
Sense and Sensibility opens with a death and a promise. John Dashwood promises his dying father he will take care of his stepmother and 3 half-sisters.
You must give me your solemn promise. Yes, of course.
Then, in a single conversation, his wife Fanny talks him out of every penny.
Help them? What do you mean, help them?
Dearest, I mean to give them £3,000.
£3,000 becomes $1,500. $1,500 becomes an annuity. The annuity becomes an occasional gift. The gift becomes nothing at all.
Although, to say the truth, I'm convinced within myself that your father had no idea of your giving them money.
Fanny's winning move? How could John rob his child, his only child, of so large a sum?
Do you rob your only child of his rightful inheritance? Henry, your father proposes to steal £3,000 from you and give it to his half-sisters.
She means Harry, her son, the child who will inherit everything. The sisters, she says, are only half-blood, which she counts as no relationship at all.
£1,500 then. What do you say to 1,500?
What brother on earth would do half so much for his real sisters, let alone half-blood?
That argument works. In 1811, it was built to. And that's where Margaret begins to matter. Margaret Dashwood is 13 when the novel begins. She barely speaks.
But where is Miss Margaret? I declare, Mrs. Dashwood, I'm beginning to doubt of her existence. She must run positively wild.
Pray forgive us, Mr. Ferrers. My youngest is not to be found this morning. She's a little shy of strangers at present.
Most readers hardly notice she's there, which is exactly why she's so easy to underestimate. Because Margaret isn't in this novel to compete with Elinor or Marianne. She isn't there to carry the plot. Austen has already given those jobs to her older sisters. Margaret only begins to make sense once you place her beside Harry. Harry is 4. Margaret is 13. Neither child has done anything to earn the future waiting for them. One already owns an estate. The other owns nothing. But here's what makes it stranger. Harry wasn't made heir by John Dashwood. The estate was settled before the novel's central conflict begins, by an old man charmed during a visit. Austen tells us what won him over with uncomfortable precision: an imperfect articulation, an earnest desire of having his own way, many cunning tricks, and a great deal of noise. That, she writes, was enough to outweigh all the value of all the attention he had received for years from his niece and her daughters. Put it on a scale for a moment. Years of care on one side, a toddler's noise on the other. The noise wins.
I'm going to be a writer. A writer? Well, pen and paper cost very little. You have made a sensible choice.
Go back to the inheritance scene. Fanny's whole case rests on Harry. Consider that when the money is once parted with, it never can return. Your sisters will marry, and it will be gone forever, if indeed it could be restored to our poor little boy.
There, darling. We shan't let Papa starve, you know we shan't.
Our poor little boy, who lacks nothing, who already owns Norland, who will inherit everything his father adds to it for the rest of his life. And never mentioned, not once, is Margaret. 13 years old. No estate, no fortune, no security beyond what her family or a future marriage might provide. John lets his sisters lose everything because Harry might someday need more.
You must remember the house is now theirs by right.
Oh, don't talk to me of rights! What are they compared with feelings and the concerns of the human heart?
Oh, believe me, I do understand your attitude. But alas, strong feelings alone are of no great value in a court of law.
Throughout that conversation, John Dashwood never once pauses to ask himself the obvious question. My sister is 13. She has no fortune. What happens to her? He thinks about his father, he thinks about Fanny, he thinks about Harry. He does the math on what £3,000 costs his own son. He never does the math on what it costs Margaret.
Won't you come out, dearest? We haven't seen you all day.
Cut Margaret from the novel, and almost nothing changes. Elinor still loves Edward, Marianne still meets Willoughby. Every major event survives without her. So why is she there? Because without Margaret, this is a story about two unlucky sisters in one difficult situation, something specific to them. With Margaret, it becomes a story about how early the situation begins. She isn't old enough for the marriage market. She hasn't made a single choice about sense or sensibility. She's simply a child, and the system has already decided what her future is worth before she's had the chance to become anyone. Elinor manages. Marianne feels. Both are trying to survive inside something they didn't choose and can't escape. And Margaret, silent in the background, is the proof that this didn't start when they became women. It started long before that, in the same house, before either of them understood what was happening.
We will find somewhere else just as nice with the money Father left us. What money?
Sense and Sensibility is no longer just the story of two sisters navigating adulthood. It becomes the story of a system that decides people's futures long before they have any say in them. Margaret is easy to overlook. That's exactly why Austen put her there, because sometimes the smallest character reveals the biggest truth about the world everyone else has already accepted. Tudor Smith called Margaret the watchful younger sister. I'd go further. She's the witness Austen leaves standing at the scene of the crime.
It is folly to linger in this manner. I will not torment myself further.
Willoughby, come back!
Tell me in the comments, deliberate counterpoint or something we're reading in? And does knowing she's there change how you read those opening chapters? I'm Sana. This is Monica's Pie. The story's never just the story.